Folks, this special broadcast of AEAC wouldn't have been possible without the support of Airguns of Arizona, Airgun Depot, Pyramid Air, and JSB Predator International, and you know the best way to thank them. You guys have heard me say this before on the channel. Every once in a while, a gun comes along that totally turns the industry on its head. And there's one right here behind me. When I saw this thing, when I heard about it, of course, coming before shot, and then I started reading some specs about it, and then I looked at price point, and I just went, how the heck are they doing it? This is gonna mean a lot to so many people. So once again, Steve's gonna take us through the Umarex Gauntlet. What have you guys done here, and how have you made it happen, man?
Okay, well, this project started off with a study that said, what can we do to bring more people into PCP?
Amen. Money is important.
Yeah. I mean, so how do we get them in?
Right.
And what are the performance characteristics that we need to really attract them, so that they learn how to use hand pumps or bottles or whatever to refill?
Yep.
So we knew that we needed a gun that would have the performance of, say, the better English guns that
Right.
are selling, or even the Swedish guns that are selling for, over $1,000.
If he wasn't going to say it, I was.
Yeah.
To get into this hobby, you got to be okay with investing some coin.
Exactly.
The typical gun's going to cost you $500 to $1,000 or more,
Right.
and you're going to need probably $500 to $1,000 worth of ancillary fill equipment.
Really?
So when you can take a gun like this and bring it down to how much money?
$299.
$300, but at the same time, it's got a lot of good stuff in it.
It has that performance.
That's a game changer. So what's
really,
going on?
I mean, really, when you take a look at flat shot string,
Yeah.
okay, and when somebody upgrades to PCP,
Yep.
they want hole accuracy.
Right.
They want the same kind of accuracy they have with center fire or rim fire.
Right.
So you need to have a very, very flat shot string with a high shot count.
Yeah, and not at 30 feet,
And not
at
at
50
30.
yards,
Exactly.
where people are actually using these things.
Exactly. So we targeted the metrics, the performance of the better English guns.
Okay.
Because there really isn't anything for $500 that can shoot this well and this flat.
Well, what makes it shoot so well? What's going on in here? What have you guys done to make it such a performer?
Well, the only word I can use to explain it is balance.
Okay.
Okay, so if you take the difference between a balanced engine in a race car and a crude high production engine
Yep.
that goes into a regular automobile,
Yep.
then you would see the difference.
Can I just pause you right there for a
Yeah.
second? This is not widely talked about in the airgun industry.
Right.
Guys like Steve knows it because he's the guys that think these things up. Guys like me know it because I handle air guns all the time. But what actually makes a very good shooting air gun is harmony amongst all the parts. You can't have any funny frequencies
Exactly.
or vibrations
You're
or
right.
goofy things going on in the shot cycle. That's what makes a pellet go cattywampus downrange.
Exactly.
You get rid of that stuff and you're going to be pellet on pellet.
So it's taking every part of that. It's taking the tank, the regulator, the valve.
Did you
the
say
spring.
regulator?
Yes. We are
Regulator is not a word that goes with $300.
This is regulated.
Okay.
1100
You heard it.
PSI regulated, a 3000 PSI
Uh-huh.
tank.
All right.
Okay, and we took every single part in here and using modern manufacturing, okay, CNC of course, and CMM, we just refined these parts, just balanced the parts so we did not have any waste and we did not have any friction or interference.
So it's smooth, there's harmony, there's balance. I'm going to time out this one more second because there might be some guys and girls back home who are new to air gunning.
Yes.
And right now they're probably on Google. Well, what the heck is a regulator, right?
What is a regulator?
What a regulator is a little mechanical device that a manufacturer like Umarex or whomever can put inside of an air gun, okay, which gives you shot-to-shot consistency. Why is that important? Well, when we take a pellet and we shoot it at 7 or 8 or 900 feet per second, we want it to shoot 800 feet per second, 800 feet per second, 800, not 7, 8, 9, which is not uncommon with an air gun. What that means to us is at 25 or 50 yards, you don't have to make adjustments for elevation. They're all landing in the same spot.
Exactly.
And normally a regulator is synonymous with $600 on up.
Listen, our consistency in feet per second is better than any rimfire ammunition you can buy. We're talking 5 feet per second.
So if you own a Ruger 1022, which I do, air guns get me extremely excited, and that's part of the reason.
So we're delivering over 70 shots, 1,000 feet per second.
Okay, in 177.
In 177.
All right.
And 900 feet per second and 60 shots in 22 caliber.
All right, so we've got it available in 177 and 22.
And also we'll have it in 25. The 25 is being made right now.
Okay, any idea what kind of energy? Because a lot of manufacturers like to say, oh, well, I'll do 1,000 feet per second, but they're shooting like a plastic airsoft BB out of the thing, you know?
Exactly. Well, energy, I don't relate to energy the way that air gunning typically does.
Okay.
Okay, because let me explain something.
All right.
If you take a pellet and you shoot it through a rabbit,
Yep.
how much energy did you use in the rabbit?
Well, if it goes through the rabbit, not much is actually staying in there, which is what you want it to do.
And that's why we've developed this ammunition over here, so that
we'll get to that.
Leave all of the energy. I don't care if it's 7 joules or whatever the foot-pounds is. You want to, in a hunting situation, you want to transfer all of that into the animal.
Okay.
That's what gives you lethality.
Bottom line, at the end of the day, we're probably talking somewhere between 20 and 30 foot-pounds in 177 and 22.
Exactly.
And to kill something like a rabbit or a squirrel, humanely at 50 yards, you need like 6, 7, 8 foot-pounds of energy. So for you guys and gals at home that are looking for a hunting platform and are looking to get into this at a very reasonable cost, this is something you should definitely check out.
Well, with the flat shot string, we were targeting people that wanted to bench shoot, hole punch, and those who want to go hunting.
Yeah.
So it's right in that happy medium, which is why we have a adjustable cone stock, of course.
Yep.
Fully shrouded silenced barrel.
Okay, so the shroud makes it quiet.
Exactly.
Right?
We have a degassing port right here, and it comes with a degassing tool.
So a degassing means if ever I wanted to empty this bottle for any reason,
Yeah.
I can do it without having to send it away.
You can degas this bottle, and you can put another bottle on this full.
Okay, magazine comes with the gun.
The magazine comes with a gun and a single shot tray.
And a single shot tray. So if you're sitting at the range, you just want to hand load them, which is sometimes actually more convenient than putting them in a magazine and letting them rip. You've got the versatility. 11 millimeter rail on top if we want to add a scope.
That's it.
Okay, what am I missing?
$2.99.
$2.99.
That's the sweet spot.
Let's go talk ammo, speaking of sweet spot.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Justin Biddle with Umarex, guys.
Hey Steve, how you doing?
Very good, man. It's nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, you as well.
So they're doing, thank you, sir. Umarex is doing some seriously funky stuff with ammunition this year. So I've asked JB to kind of take us through it and let us know what you guys have been up to.
Yeah, so this is the Umarex ARX speed belt and speed band ammunition.
Okay.
So we have a partnership with Poly1.
Okay.
Poly1 ammunition. If you know them, they make handgun loads.
All right.
And they use a special polymer, copper polymer matrix.
May I?
You may. And if you look at that and you see the 3 grooves in it, those are air Venturi grooves, or Venturi grooves, I should say.
Venturi.
Air
Venturi would
Venturi
love to hear you call it that.
But those grooves create a hydrostatic shock into the flesh of a game.
I can see that.
It goes laterally and forward.
All right. So we're pushing energy outwards and forward as soon as we impact
and
the
since
game.
you're pushing it forward, it also slows the bullet down so it's not doesn't penetrate the game.
Yeah, all the energy stays in the game, knocks it down, kills it humanely, what we want.
Right, and so what you're holding there is a sabot version.
Okay.
And that's a 357. We've got a 40 and a 45, but the sabots are all 50s.
All right.
So you can shoot that out of a Dragon Claw. It's got a barrel of a 497 or a 495, or out of the new Umarex hammer that is a 50.
Okay.
It'll fit any of those. Now the speed belt version.
All right.
So it's the same copper polymer matrix and the same Venturi grooves, but a little different polymer matrix for the sabot.
All right.
This one's a mixture of a steel and polymer. So that's done to maintain the bond between the bullet and the sabot.
Can I just pause you right there for a second? So you've mentioned copper polymer matrix a couple of times.
Right.
I'm holding this and I'm feeling it, and it almost feels like a ceramic material, and it's lightweight. So what are you guys doing differently here?
Well, we don't actually make the ARX bullet. That's polycase ammunition.
All right.
That's a frangible bullet.
All right. Frangible. That's a new term for me. What's that all
Frangible,
about?
so when it hits a steel plate, it busts apart.
All right.
So, if you go to a firearm range a lot, you'll see people shooting stills.
Yeah.
Well, if they're shooting this, it's frangible, so it breaks apart instead of creating a ricochet.
Kind of like the, all right.
Just like an Excite BB. So somewhat like an Excite BB. That's not quite frangible.
All right. But is this the actual material that these are going to be made out of?
This is the final product that you're holding in your hand.
Okay, so what happens when this hits subject downrange? Because this feels like there's something special to it.
Well,
does it come apart?
The sabot separates from the bullet.
Okay.
Okay. So out of an air gun, typically within about 20 yards, it's going to separate.
All right.
We got still a little bit more testing to do to
Yeah.
determine which guns it's going to separate from.
No one's holding you
first
to
and
that.
whatnot,
We're just
but-
all kind of curious
Yeah,
how it
right.
works.
So then the bullet continues its path.
All right.
Okay, and when it hits the path, it creates that Venturi effect by the screws. And by that, what we mean is the fluid in the tissue is hitting that groove and then
Right.
speeding up
All right.
as
So
that bullet goes forward.
so this is meant to stay together. This isn't going to come apart when it hits
bullet
the.
does not come apart in the
Gotcha.
game.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was wondering.
Right.
All right. And if I may, there's something really kind of crazy behind us here. What
Yeah,
is that
that's-
all about?
That's a copper. All right, so this is the Umarex Havox.
Okay.
And it's made for a specific purpose,
All right.
to kill stuff.
Yeah. Create havoc.
Yeah,
Havox.
exactly.
I get
See,
it.
you get it, right. So we got 3 calibers. This is a pure copper pellet,
Okay.
so there's no lead. So if you're in an area where lead's becoming a challenge, due to legislation, we have your answer for hunting.
Excellent. And this thing looks like a Chinese throwing star.
Right? And so as soon as this pellet hits tissue, it expands.
I'll bet.
And so the 17, you can see here in the gel block, the 17 will penetrate a little over 3 inches.
Okay.
And then we find that the 22 and the 25 penetrate just a little bit further.
Holy moly. And so we got it in 177, 22, 25, and then this one's going to be more catered towards the big bore,
Those are
your big bore crowd.
Correct.
Great.
So yeah, you're right. We've got a lot going on, and even in ammunition.
Cutting edge technology for air gunners as far as pellets. It ain't always about lead. Justin, appreciate you spending time with us today.
Yeah, thanks for
a
coming
lot.
in.
Yes, sir.